The Last Jedi really depicted Luke perfectly. There's been a lot of frustration over Luke's portrayal in The Last Jedi, but I think a lot of that misses that a huge element of Luke's character in this film is based on the fallout of a moment of incredible tragedy. And given the fact that Kylo turned and destroyed Luke's temple and slaughtered Luke's students, I can't imagine a better way to depict Luke Skywalker in that aftermath. A lot of fans felt betrayed and mocked and disrespected when Luke merely tosses away the lightsaber like it was garbage, especially after so much buildup. But this is just about the most amazing thing that I can imagine for this moment, because what was the last thing we ever saw Luke do with a lightsaber?
Never.
But it's not just a little bit of visual poetry. This is important stuff, because the last time we saw Luke with a lightsaber wasn't the last time he ever used one, and I'll get to that in a second. But consider this, Luke really hasn't accomplished much good with a lightsaber. Overconfident and reckless, he rushes off to save his friends. He's beaten and he endangers the very ones he intended to rescue. Confronted with the opportunity to strike down Palpatine, he takes it, and later nearly kills his own father in a fit of rage. This isn't the Jedi way. This isn't heroism. This is a character flirting with evil. Turns out that Luke only really wins through throwing down his weapon and refusing to fight. Luke has learned the value of not using this weapon, and the next time chronologically that Luke takes out his lightsaber, he's again tempted to strike down his own flesh and blood, and it all came crashing down around him. Luke wasn't only sensing Ben Solo's darkness, he was sensing his own, and Luke has now proven to himself that he can't be trusted with this responsibility. Every time he tries to take action, it backfires, so he falls back on this moment of passive surrender, but takes it a step further and completely removes himself and his influence from the galaxy. He returns to a backwater provincial life, back to a time where Luke was a harmless farm boy, back to a time where he knew nothing of the Force or of the galaxy and could afford to be naive and ineffectual, and he's fallen back on that same old snarky defeatist attitude that characterized him in A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. But this time, there's no hope to leave and experience what lies beyond the horizon. Luke already experienced that. It meant almost killing his own father, it meant almost killing his own nephew, and it meant the destruction of everything he attempted to accomplish, and it was all his fault.
I came to this island to die.
That line starts to make a little more sense now. When he's handed a lightsaber again for the first time in who knows how long, he wants nothing to do with it. What sort of horrific consequences will befall him this time? But Luke doesn't need to take up a weapon to accomplish anything, and he proves that in his turnaround at the end of the film. I think a lot of fans wanted to see some sort of Force Unleashed nonsense from Luke, but that would have been inconsistent with his character. And after all,
a Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never attack.
So honestly, this final moment of sheer heroism from Luke is amazing. He's centered, he's calm, he has peace, and he has purpose. Gone is the reckless Luke from The Empire Strikes Back. Gone is the enraged Luke from Return of the Jedi. And gone is the self-loathing Luke from earlier in this installment. He steps up and finds a place of perfect harmony. A soft and non-violent face staring down raw hatred. And with this act, where Luke was never even a threat to Kylo Ren, he won. So how do you feel about the depiction of Luke in The Last Jedi? Do you think they completely ruined his character, or do you see what they were trying to do all along? Let your voice be heard in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching and liking and sharing this video with your friends, and I'll see you next time.